Today marks exactly 6 months since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine. Since that fateful day in February, the war has claimed the lives of thousands of troops and civilians in Ukraine and forced millions of people to flee their homes. However, it still appears that there's no end in sight and it could potentially be about to get even worse. Shin Ye-eun with this report.
It's a war that killed over 12,000 innocent civilians and left some 11 million people with no choice but to leave their homes. And it's a war that is still ongoing. The Russian invasion in Ukraine dates back exactly 6 months ago, when Russian President Vladimir Putin made a televised speech announcing for what he called a special military operation.
The People's Republic of Donbas asked Russia for help. On this day, I have decided to conduct a special military operation that protects people who've been bullied and subjected to genocide by the Kyiv regime for 8 years.
Immediately, Russian forces moved towards the Ukrainian capital Kyiv from all directions. That was their first mission, besieging Kyiv. But with not enough fuel or munitions, Russian troops failed to do so. Instead, their next target became Mariupol, Ukraine's port city bridging the Crimean Peninsula. Wind the clock by a few months, and this is how much territory is believed to be controlled by Russian troops. The war is still ongoing and mostly focused on the eastern and southern pockets of Ukraine. The latest area of concern is the Russian-occupied Zaporizhia region, where Europe's biggest nuclear power station is at. Both Ukraine and Russia are accusing each other that they're preparing attacks on the plant. Recently, the UN Secretary General urged troops to stop all shelling near the plant, as it would be suicidal. After a Security Council meeting on Tuesday, the UN nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, said it will visit Zaporizhia nuclear power plant within days once they gain access. But the war seems far from over, even with both sides losing thousands of soldiers. On Tuesday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky vowed to recapture the peninsula of Crimea, annexed by Russia 8 years ago.
We will take back Crimea. It is our territory. We will do this in any way which we decide.
Russia, on the other hand, is expected to increase attacks for what the U.S. State Department said could be retaliation for a deadly car bombing outside Moscow. On Saturday, a close associate of Putin and commentator on Russian national TV channel Daria Dugina was killed. Moscow immediately blamed Ukraine for that attack, to which Kyiv completely denied. Shin Ye-eun, Arirang News.